I remember thinking that I would not lose too many papers, that the world would be ready for, that it was time for a story about a gay teenager. And I did the story about Lawrence coming out because a friend of mine had been murdered. He was a writer for the CBC in Toronto, and he was murdered. And the attitude seemed to be, well, there's another one off the street. And I wanted to tell people, he was the kid next door. He was one of my best friends in high school, and he was a wonderful comedian and writer, and he was gone. And because he was gay, his death didn't seem to matter as much as it should have. And so I did the story, and the backlash was unbelievable. Michael's best friend tells him that he's gay. And it was a story that ran for about 4 or 5 weeks, and my phone didn't stop ringing from 7 in the morning till 11 at night. Mostly editors from small towns in the United States who'd say, I want to run your story, but I can't. My dog was spray painted. My kids are being, hit at school because I'm running the story. I can't go into the corner store for a cup of coffee because my neighbors will accuse me of running something that I shouldn't run. So the editors were open-minded and ready for something that would cause some conversation, but their readers wouldn't let them produce the story. We offered a second storyline in its stead, but many of the editors didn't bother reading that. They would get a package and they'd say, oh, well, it's just a comics page, and they'd put it to one side. So it was a story that I worked hard on. I worked with my editors. I worked with my brother-in-law, who's gay. I wanted to say, in his voice, what it was like to come out, and his word was, it's a relief. It's a relief, because then you can be yourself. And it was a story that I was really proud of. But by golly, it was not the time. I think now would be better. Now would be easier. And I did wonder, why did I do that? Because I got death threats, and I realized, no wonder people don't change. No wonder it's so difficult to convince the world that this is something normal. I mean, it's normal for whatever normal is.